You remember it perfectly. The color of the room, the exact words someone said, the way your stomach dropped. You would swear on anything that it happened exactly like that, but it didn't. And your brain is lying to you right now, and it doesn't even know it's lying. It never does. This isn't about forgetting. This is stranger. Somewhere in your mind, right now, may sit a memory that never happened. Not just a distortion, not just a fuzzy detail, a scene partly built from suggestion, expectation, or imagination that feels as real as anything you've ever lived. Here's the part that should unsettle you. You can't tell which memories these are. Neither can anyone else. In the 1990s, psychologist Elizabeth Loftus ran an experiment that changed how we understand memory forever. She and her colleagues told adult subjects 4 childhood stories, 3 true, 1 completely invented, about getting lost in a shopping mall as a small child. A quarter of the subjects didn't just believe the fake story. They elaborated on it. They added details. One person described the flannel shirt of the stranger who supposedly helped him, a stranger who never existed, in a moment that never happened. Like about that. A memory with texture, with sensory detail, built entirely from a suggestion. Why would a brain do this? Because your memory was never built to be a recording device. It was built to be useful. And in the world your ancestors lived in, useful meant fast, flexible, unconfident, even when confident meant wrong. Picture an early human standing at the edge of a forest. She hears a rustle. She doesn't have time to run a careful audit of whether this exact sound matches a genuine past threat. She needs a fast best guess. Her brain doesn't retrieve the past like a filing cabinet. It reconstructs it in a moment, using fragments, expectations, and whatever fits the current situation. That reconstruction process is fast. It's efficient. And it is not built for perfect accuracy. It's built to help you act. Neuroscientist Karim Nader ran a study on rats in the early 2000s that revealed something the field hadn't fully grasped. Every time a memory is recalled, it doesn't just get replayed. It gets rebuilt. And while it's rebuilt, it becomes temporarily unstable, open to change. Nader found that if you disrupt a rat's brain chemistry during that reactivation window, the fear memory can be weakened or changed. The mere act of remembering something changes it. Let with that. Remembering something changes it. Every time you replay a memory, you are not hitting play on a video. You are rewriting the file with whatever your mind currently believes, feels, or expects. Small shifts accumulate. A detail sharpens. A face changes. An outcome that felt uncertain in the moment becomes, in memory, something you always knew was coming. This is why eyewitness testimony is so unreliable. Despite how confident witnesses often sound, confidence and accuracy are not the same thing. They were never wired to be the same thing. So why would evolution allow something this unreliable to run your entire sense of self? Because quick certainty, even when it was imperfect, may have helped your ancestors stay alive. A brain that constantly second-guessed its own memories would hesitate at the worst possible moments. Was that a predator? Or was I wrong last time? Did that plant make someone sick? Or am I misremembering? Hesitation is expensive when the cost of hesitation is death. A brain that commits to a memory, confidently, even an imperfect one, moves faster. It acts faster. It survives more often. Psychologist Daniel Schachter spent decades studying what he called the 7 sins of memory, the built-in glitches that show up again and again across human minds. One of them he named misattribution, where your brain takes a real feeling or fact and glues it to the wrong source. You remember the emotion, you remember a shape of the event, but the specific details get borrowed, invented, filled in by whatever your mind currently has on hand. This isn't a malfunction. This is the system working exactly as designed. Your brain treats memory the way a sculptor treats clay. Not a photograph, fixed and permanent. Something workable. Something that gets reshaped every time you touch it. That is a strange thing to sit with. Somewhere in your own history, there is a moment you remember with total confidence that shifted, blended, or was quietly invented by a mind trying to keep the story coherent. You felt this before, even if you didn't name it. An argument with a family member where you both remember the same conversation completely differently both convinced the other person is wrong. A childhood memory that a parent insists never actually happened that way. A dream that, months later, feels indistinguishable from something real. Your brain isn't malfunctioning in those moments. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do, prioritizing a usable story over a perfect record. The more emotionally intense a memory feels, the more confident you tend to be in its accuracy, even when parts of it may have been reshaped. Stress and high emotion don't just get remembered, they get remembered with editorial changes, smoothed into a version that makes sense of what happened. Your ancestors needed stories that made sense, not archives that were accurate. A coherent narrative about the leopard, the betrayal, that let them plan for tomorrow. A perfectly accurate memory that left them confused about what to do next would have been useless, even dangerous. So the next time you replay a memory and feel that wave of total certainty, pause on that feeling for a second. You remember it perfectly, but you didn't live it the way you remember it. Nobody does.